So here's a graphical display of what I did more informally. So this might be a barrier option where you have a strike price here, K. Here's our barrier. Stock price is initially up there. So this could be a down and in or a down and out option, which is to say we're starting with stock price above the barrier, and a down and in would mean when the stock hits this barrier, it goes into effect. If there were a down and out option, it would only be in effect if it never hit the barrier. So when it hits that barrier, the option gets canceled. But once you get to expiry, then it's a plain vanilla. So in that respect, barrier options look somewhat simple because when you get to expiry, the payoff function is a simple put or a simple call payoff. However, whether that payoff is applicable or not depends on the path of stock prices along the way, and in some cases, the payoff function will be applicable or not, depending on whether the barrier is hit or not. So here's a table that lists some barrier option prices. So just to orient ourselves, these are options on euro. We have an initial exchange rate of, say, 90 cents. In this example, we have a volatility, and we have two risk-free rates. The dollar rate is 6%, the euro rate is 3%, and these are half-year options. So we have various strike prices, and then we have two barriers for each of these two options. Now, these are two of the four kinds of barrier options. Standard is the Black-Scholes price. So if we were going to buy a Black-Scholes put option, we would pay this cost for a put on a euro at that strike, given that the current exchange rate is 90 cents. So this would be an at-the-money put, would be a penny 88. An out-of-the-money put is quite cheap, and an in-the-money put is around almost 9 cents. Notice that we cannot add these two kinds of barrier options to reproduce a Black-Scholes option, because the parity is a down and in and a down and out is equal to a vanilla, or an up and out and an up and in. So you need two ups or two downs to get a vanilla. If you mix an up and a down, you don't get anything recognizable in terms of the Black-Scholes price. So we can't see the additivity feature that we just exemplified. However, we can look at the patterns of prices. So we can see that, for example, with a barrier of 85, what this basically says, this is a down and in. The exchange rate is currently 90 cents. And this put option only has effect if the exchange rate hits 85 cents sometime before expiry. That's what it means by down and in. Here's an up and out. Up and out says that this put option will pay as long as the exchange rate never hits this barrier. If the exchange rate goes up to, let's say, $1, then these put options expire. And you can see the relative prices. All of the prices increase with K because they all become more valuable, because they all become more into the money.